Adam, 29 down at half time, pretty amazing comeback. Did you see it coming?
It's hard to see it coming. I mean, I think we were 35 down at one point. You hope and you try and focus purely on, well, we focus on rectifying our game and trying to make it look like a Giants game. And for really the first half, it didn't look anything like it. We were dominated at stoppage. The Bulldogs, they were unstoppable at the stoppage in the first half. They were fantastic, and we struggled to cope with that. We made a few adjustments at half time, which seemed to help, and you know, genuinely played a little bit better in the second half, which is good. But to be able to come back is, I mean, it's pretty special.
Helps when Toby Green does what he does in the third quarter as well, obviously.
Certainly does.
Second half
yep.
From him.
Good players, playing well, certainly help. So, you know, he's been wonderful for us all year. He has that capability. We know he's one of the best players in the competition. And certainly in that third quarter, he showed it.
Sam Taylor and Jack Buckley strong again. I think 25 possessions between them. Had a pretty amazing year. How have you seen their progress, I guess, throughout the season?
Well, I've seen it develop really strongly. You know, Sam missed a chunk of about 7 or 8 weeks in the middle part. Jack Buckley wasn't in the team round one. Lecalier was in that spot and pulled out late the day before the game with a quad injury, and Bucks gets his opportunity and hasn't looked back since. You know, I don't think he's still played 30 games yet. Sam's played 86, 87, something like that. So that's a pairing that we see being really strong long term, and certainly for the bulk of this year, whilst they've been together, it's been really good.
Kieran Briggs, another one who wasn't in the team, you know, at the start of the year,
yep.
Probably up against the All Australian ruckman today, and I think he had 8 clearances and
yep.
you know, battled really hard. How about
yeah.
this game?
Yeah, he fought hard. I think English came out the victor on that battle, but certainly Briggsy fought hard, and particularly in the second half when we needed him to stand up and compete, I thought he did a great job.
Stephen Kingsley, I was second half, I think it was 20 disposals at least. He was probably the ones that got you guys back in the contest in the middle. Talk me through that.
Yeah, well, obviously we made some adjustments at half time in that clearance area. He certainly stood up and started to use his legs and generate a little bit more speed, which I think had an enormous impact on the game. And again, he's been one of these guys who's been really, really strong for us all year. He's he's found his best form, very explosive, looking to attack and really create with the ball, but it's his defensive stuff that we value the most. His ability to tackle and pressure and just force a contest. And I've been rapt with how he's played across the course of the year, not only tonight.
In the final quarter, you had the breeze against you guys. You were able to come back in the third quarter with the breeze.
Yep.
But how did you go sort of trying to get the game back on your terms, knowing that the Bulldogs had that advantage in that final term? Yeah,
well, and that's the thing. I mean, you can treat kicking into the wind as an advantage, or you can treat it as an opportunity, and that's what we chose to treat it as. Here's an opportunity to restrict a good team with the wind to a manageable score. But knowing we've got to hit the scoreboard ourselves. I think we were 8 points down at three-quarter time. So we had to score to win, but we also had to keep their score manageable. And that's what our backs have been doing probably the last 7 or 8 weeks, maybe a little longer. And certainly we had moments where we struggled to score, but perhaps towards the end of that third quarter, things just opened up for us and we started to be able to score a little bit more freely. So that's something we need to continue to work on. But to be able to produce under pressure again was really pleasing.
Bulldogs had 2 players injured in defence. What were you guys trying to do to, I guess, take advantage of that situation as well?
Well, I think, it's really unlucky for them, so I'm not sure what happened to Keith, but I know, I saw Bruce hurt his knee, and that, really disappointing for those guys. But it allowed us maybe to put a bit more speed in the front half, to try and challenge them at ground level a little bit more. Those 2 guys who come off the ground are really important players for them, so that no doubt it helped us.
And that's the 9th venue that you guys have won at this year, so that's an incredible, I guess, situation where you guys anytime, anywhere. So, I mean, that's just probably testament to your group where you're able to perform pretty much anywhere. Yeah,
well, that's becoming evident. It's something we need to continue to work on. But we love getting away together. We love getting away, spending some time, preparing. We prepare for every game the same. And these guys have travelled enough over the years. They're used to it. They've got routines, so we feel pretty comfortable travelling. And to beat good teams away from home is really special. So that's what we did today.
And then obviously the derby next week against Sydney, big opportunity for you guys to further cement your support in the top 8 as well.
Well, it is, but like every derby in every city, they're a coin flip. It doesn't matter, what the form is. Form's almost irrelevant. It comes down to opportunities and moments, and we're going to have to reproduce what we did again today again next week against what will be no doubt a heavy contest, high pressure game against the Swans.
Any injury concerns, or was Cadman just a structure?
Cadman tactical sub, no injury concerns coming out of the game that I'm aware of.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.